I just got to see if it's actually going, and then we're ready to react to the trailer.
Nice. I can't make this full screen. It's so strange.
Oh yeah, it is going. Wait, upcoming. What does it say upcoming? That's weird. I do like the cover photo too. You ready?
Oh,
Is
yeah,
it live streaming to Discord?
Yeah, I'm on your.
Okay.
That's why I was looking at your screen behind me because I was like, "Is it ready?" Okay, go ahead.
Here we go. Let me know if you can hear it fine.
Make it full screen.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to
hello.
Palia's Gameplay First Look. I'm your host, Trisha Hirschberger, and I could not be more excited to walk you through
I'm
the
excited,
world of Palia.
Trisha.
Now, today we are here with Singularity 6, developers of the game,
Oh, she's the
and I
host.
know everyone is so excited because we just recently announced that the beta is coming for Palia. This is the time, but today will be the first
August
time
2nd.
that we are showing Palia gameplay to the world. So thank you
Yes.
all for being here. Thank you all for being here. Let's meet our panelists. First up, we've got Palia's game director and creative lead, Aiden. Welcome to the stream.
Hey everybody, it's just amazing to be here after
Hi,
all
Aiden.
this time working on the game, to be at the point where we're finally
Or
ready
say
to
hi.
show something. Thank you for
Hi,
your
Aiden.
patience. Really
How you
excited to
doing?
be here today.
So excited, Aiden. Thank you for being here. Sitting next to Aiden, we've got the scribe behind Palia's lore, villager characters, and the game's
And I can
evolving
eat
world
while
story,
watching this.
Olivia. Olivia, thank you for being here today.
Thank you. I can't believe I'm actually sitting here in the Ormuz Horn Inn. The Ormuz Horn is a big hub for our villagers and players in the game, and it's just surreal to be here in person.
It is a very cool setting for sure.
You're sitting in a
Also,
green
the inn with
screen.
us
Don't lie to
today
me.
is Maxwell, who keeps the team on track with Palia's development. Welcome, Maxwell.
Thanks, Trish. Really excited to show folks what we've got in store today.
Yes, it is going to be fantastic. And sitting just on the end of the inn tavern chair, here we've got Ambrielle, Palia's senior director of production, who makes your in-game characters look gorgeous. Welcome, Ambrielle.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. It's been really hard to wait all this time and not be able to say anything, so couldn't be more excited to start sharing with all of you today.
I'm more curious
So
what
since
kind
the
of mic they
excitement
got
is
because it sounds
so
so good.
high today,
Far away.
in case you
I know.
missed it, let's go ahead
I
and
could be
take a look at
wearing ones
Palia's
on them.
beta announced trailer.
Yeah. Oh, this is the trailer. I already saw this one though. Nice. Kind of cool that they're actually starting with off with a trailer for those who haven't seen it yet. I want that dude in the back so bad as my character.
Yes, I love
I
that.
like this one.
The vibrant pink just gets me. I don't know.
I forgot the game audio is like a lot louder.
This game looks so beautiful. Was that an in-house aquarium I saw at one point?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, so gorgeous. Well, we've got so much to dive into. Aiden, tell us about Palia.
Absolutely. Well, Palia at high level, it's a cozy community simulation MMO in which you get to be transported into this amazing, whimsical fantasy world build the house of your dreams, develop relationships with all our unique cast of characters, and of course, most importantly, you get to do this with all your friends. It's a massively multiplayer game where all your friends can be a part of it.
Oh, I just can't
Huge,
wait.
okay.
Now, for everyone who's watching right now, we've got a lot to get into today. Today, we will be giving you an exclusive deep dive into the world of Palia. We'll be taking a first look at Palia's gameplay. We'll get into some of the lore and meet some of the
I like the stuffed
villagers.
animal in the back. I
We
want
will
it.
dive into
Yeah.
a quest and even check out multiplayer, and we'll be taking a look at the game's cosmetic items and art as well. So, like I said, tons to delve into.
Huge.
I am someone who is big into character creation. I saw in the beta announced trailer, trying on some different hairstyles, some different outfits. So, if I'm
That's
just
what I'm
getting
excited
started in
about.
Palia, how do I make my character?
Absolutely. So this is actually the very first experience that you do in the game. You know, once you've logged in, and you can see we jump right into the lore right off the bat.
Yeah, eventually we're going to learn what this swirly pink purple void is. So we're already in the story. We're actually, part of the story is that humans are coming back to the world of Palia for the first time in thousands of years. So creating your character is a
can't
big
pick
part of that, you know, like
specifically,
what
like, your
kind of
eyebrows and
human
stuff
do you
like
wanna
that.
be?
No, it doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, so it's just like a face shape, which includes the nose, mouth, eyebrows. You can change your eyes, it seems, and your voice.
Hmm.
So it's not
Yeah, it's
as
not that
custom-
much customization at all. I wonder if they're gonna add more throughout the game.
Yeah, they could.
Yeah, after like a few months or when it actually fully released, they're gonna have a lot more for us to customize. We can change however we want.
I'm very impressed
be
right
nice.
now already with the amount of options that you have. We took a look at face shape. Now we're
We gotta
looking at
keep in
various
mind that it's still in
skin
beta, guys.
tones, different
Yeah.
eye colors. And
I'm
just
gonna
as
need
a
a
personal
paler
question for
skin
me,
for
when
me.
I created my character in Palia, I tended to make someone that looked a
I'm
little
gonna be a
bit
purple
like
elf.
me, but with some extra pizzazz.
Oh yeah, you can't
Olivia,
make
are you
yourself
someone
the
who
same
creates a
race
character
as
that looks
them.
like yourself, or do you go as far from that as you can?
I try to make them look as close to myself as humanly possible. Like if a game doesn't have like copper long hair, I'm like, oh, I'm already turned off for this game.
Yeah, they got a lot of
I'm glad we have so many
hairstyles.
options. So
Love
many people
that.
can, you know, be able to find themselves in our character creator.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
At
And
least they got
Hayden,
the
for
hair,
you,
yeah.
do you design a
look
character
at
that
all
looks
the
like
hair
yourself, or
colors,
do you
too.
generally go into what you'd
Yes.
like in
You
the
can,
like,
fantasy world?
Change
You know what?
the color of the
I'm
bottom
one
of
of
it
those
too
players
as well.
out
You
there,
can
and I
see the
know
side.
some of you out there are in this space
My
as
character's
well,
definitely
where
gonna be a girl.
I often make a kind of feminine
Yeah, mine
character
too.
in when I play video games,
Okay.
and so I just love what options that we've been able to create
Mine's
there.
gonna be a cute
Just
lolly.
so many awesome
Yeah,
hairstyles
no, I
to
love that
express,
hair.
you know, a
Mhm.
character just the way that you want.
And is,
Yeah, I'm not
speaking
gonna
of
make it look
hairstyles,
like
is this
me.
a
I'm just gonna
secondary
make it look
hair
cute.
color that I see, or you can choose your primary and secondary, so you've got a two-tone going there, Olivia?
You can
Ooh.
have
They give you a lot of
secondary,
clothing
primary,
options right
your
off the
eyebrows
bat
can
too.
be a
That's
different
nice.
color. And to Aiden's point, where he was saying, you know, he usually likes to create a more feminine character. Something that I think is really cool with our game is that whether you have a masculine or feminine body type, you can wear whatever clothes you want. So you can have a masculine body type and wear a dress and have a feminine voice. You can have a feminine body type and wear pants, which is normal nowadays. But it's really up to you how you want to customize your character.
So
Okay.
really, you
A lot of
have
customization.
options. At the
I'm
end
gonna
of
be
the
a
day,
lolly with deep voice.
limitless options, and I assume more will be added over time.
Can't wait
This
to
is
see
a
that.
living, breathing.
Be.
Absolutely.
Hello.
It's a live service game, and so that's one of the great things. You know, we're happy about the options that we're starting off with,
Wow.
but you know, this is day
Matty
one
Mush.
from when the game first comes out. We're going to continue to add things into the future. So definitely, as players, you know, let us know what we're missing. We're excited to keep expanding this world over time.
Ooh.
Excellent. And our character, Maddie Mush, I believe is what the name was there, is looking so cute. So after Maddie Mush is created,
I love their
what
cups that they
comes
have
next?
in this video.
Yeah.
So we're going to jump right into our introduction cinematic. No small amount of drama for how you enter the world of Palia. So let's check that out.
Yeah, we love drama. So what are we looking at here?
These are some ancient human ruins. It's a place that our Majiri, which are our kind of purple-skinned elf-like race, what they call the Phoenix Shrine. I wonder how they got that name, given the statue. And this is an archaeologist. Her name is
Nigerians.
Gina. and she's exploring these ruins and has triggered a magical event. So as we can see, there's some magic brewing up there. There's
Ooh.
this
Is this how it starts?
Love them. Yeah.
sphere.
I love the
coming
magic
from the
aspect of this
heavens.
so far.
Yeah, I
I
like the
wonder what we'll
colors.
see.
I love the
I mean, that
colors and
sphere of
art.
light looks very
yeah.
familiar. Maybe
Yeah,
we saw it at the end of
might
the
have seen
character.
it.
Oh,
creator.
is that how we got
Oh
summoned?
my gosh.
Yeah, I
It's
guess
you
so.
or me.
So we enter the world.
Um, but yeah, so this is your character opening their eyes for the first time.
Really good for Alpha.
And seeing this world, and a very surprised
Aw.
archaeologist
That's sick.
looking at
Yes.
She's so cute.
Olivia, do we as the player know where we've
Dragon?
come from? I mean,
Are we a
just the
dragon
fact that
race?
we're kinda
Wait, hold
looking
on,
at
hold
our
on.
hands
No,
makes
no,
me
no.
think maybe
Human,
this
but
is
she's never seen a human
rebirth or an
before.
awakening
Oh,
of
she
sorts.
calls dragon.
your character is a brand new person. So they somehow know how to speak, but other than that, they haven't really experienced anything before. So this new home is brand new in their eyes.
And I imagine our archaeologist, who is just kind of examining some ruins, is probably quite shocked at this point. Yes.
That's an interesting take.
Mm-hmm.
So we have no memories or anything like that, but they could have gone with something like you lost your memories along that line. You just enter this world.
Mm-hmm.
But they went with the idea of you just create a new character. You're just born, but you're adult and you can talk and everything like that.
You can come through like a portal or something like that. It seems like.
What do you mean portal?
Well, you saw if you scroll back a little bit, you come out of some.
Yeah, portal. But we're basically just being born and we know how to talk and everything like that, which is kind of strange.
And it's strange that they speak the same language as us too.
Yeah, perfect fit.
Yes, Aiden?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. So while there are many humans entering the world of Palia across the landscape, this is the first time Gina's seen someone kind of come to life right before her eyes. So you have that kind of special connection to Gina right off the bat.
That's pretty impressive. All right, now I see it looks like we're
Gina, we're getting married.
starting to run through another area. Is this kind of our first look as the character at the world of Palia?
Yeah, so this is
Tutorial.
where you're doing, getting adjusted to some of your basic movement. It looks like this player knows how to get their way
You can enter
around
the
all
chat.
right. But
Bottom
yeah,
left,
here's the
it
big
said,
reveal as
press
you
enter
go
to
out
chat.
into Kilima Valley
yeah.
itself.
Gorgeous. Look at that rainbow. Look at that mist. And I assume we will be able to explore everything we're looking at right now.
It is, absolutely. So, run down to that town. That's going to be the next step that we're going to go through here.
Okay, perfect. And does that town have a name, Olivia?
Yeah, it is called Kilima Village. So the root word is similar to Kilimanjaro. It kind of just helps you pronounce it there. But it's a small town. Used to be a bit bigger trade hub, but kind of has dried up. Sleepy little town. We've got 23 people living there. I think those small town vibes can be really cozy, which is a feeling that we want to evoke throughout the game. Is coziness.
Oh, it
Is your
definitely
video,
feels
like,
cozy. And it
laggy
feels like a
kinda?
world that I personally would love to explore and to live in, and I'm sure everyone watching feels the same way. Now, is Maddie just extra
You
curious?
have a lot of spots for stuff
in
to
going
hold
to
at
the
the
village,
bottom
or
right.
is there
The
something that
village
Maddie's
does
trying to
look
do
pretty
right
big.
now?
So Gina has told Maddie that
I heard there's multiple biomes too.
in order to
Nice.
kind of get their housing plot to get themselves set up, they need to talk to Ashura, the innkeeper. Ashura is kind of like the dad of the village. He used to be a war hero, but since then has become a pacifist and opened up this inn. And when the humans started emerging, he just kind of naturally took it upon himself to help people get set up. The inn's really small and can't, house hundreds of humans. So he's getting them set up with a tent. And we're about to meet him just now.
Well, that's very kind of Ashura. I notice we're also walking past some other villagers. Maxwell, are you the type of player that when you first go into a game like Pele, you want to talk to all the villagers, or are you going right for the quest?
I do like to quickly chat and just get to know who I'm around, and then I beeline it straight for. All right,
I
let's
get
get this
distracted
going.
way too easily.
Yep. And Ashura has quite
Ashura,
an
oh
interesting
my
look to
God.
him. So, Ambrielle, I'm going to ask you
Your
to kind of
friend.
weigh in
To marry
on
him.
the character design of
My
Ashura.
father.
Oh,
shoot.
yeah, I think Ashura's design is really awesome. It's cool to see. He's got these tattoos. He's got a dog tag
She's the character designer, right?
around his neck, so you can really tell.
I wonder
what
if
his
you're gonna have
background was
tattoos in
like.
this game.
But he's got, the rolled up sleeves and the apron now. He's got a very soft expression. So yeah, you can see where he came from, but also he's a nice father figure now, like Olivia said.
I
It's
love
like a
all the
teddy bear.
details of the character that you just see in the visual design. I think the art team has done, and the animation team has done a great job bringing all that stuff to life.
Yeah.
Really
The map looks pretty
So
big.
incredible, and so incredible of Ashura to welcome us as new players to this world. So I saw there, we took a look at a map really quickly, and then it took us to this new area. Is this just outside of the village, Aiden?
Yeah, so we did do a quick fast forward there,
Okay.
so no teleporting through space in the game in quite that way. But this is your housing plot. So this is really going to be where you have so much creative control as a player, where you eventually, start off with these kind of humble beginnings. It's overgrown, maybe, not aspirational to start, but this is where so much of the creativity comes through, and you can build this into the place of your dreams.
Oh, I love that. And who are we talking to now, Olivia?
This is Hodari the miner. He's been working with Ashura to help get the housing plot set up. A nickname that our developers have for him is Hot Dari, if you can imagine why.
It's the jawline.
It's the jawline. But right now he's just teaching you how to use your
Freaking
axe and your
hubba.
pickaxe to help clear this plot of
Is he
land to
marriable?
put down your tent.
Okay, wonderful. And then does he provide us with the axe and the pickaxe, or is that something we need to craft?
That's something he provides you with. So you're going to get the axe and the pickaxe you see on your tool wheel down there, and then you're going to craft the tent.
Okay, and it looks like maybe we're clearing some space before we craft our tent. And for me, when I jump into a world like this, I'll clear just as much as I need to, but it looks like Maddie has cleared a whole plot. Aiden, what type of player are you? Clear the minimum or clear it all?
You start off with this space inside of the fence, and I always feel inclined to just kind of tidy up a little bit before I jump back into the quest, So I can really empathize with this player here, so.
I get it.
I don't
I get it.
wanna get rid of
Olivia,
all the
do you
trees,
clear
though.
the full plot, or are you?
What was that?
I don't want to get rid of all the trees because you don't know if they regrow.
True.
You could probably place them later on, it seems like.
Yeah, you can plan it, most likely.
Going right
Yeah.
for placing the tent?
I go right for the minimum. In fact, sometimes I'll build the tent and realize I don't have a place to place it, and so I have to go back and just clear a few things, and I take more
Small
time
little
trying to do less work than I would if I just cleared a bunch of the beginning.
That is a pretty big
This
plot
is
of
really
land.
cool what we're seeing here. So you just saw a glimpse of the grid. And so as soon as you take an item that can be placed, that enters you into a placement mode, surprise, surprise. And you can rotate items, and eventually this will get much more robust. You can even hide the grid and place things precisely exactly where you want them.
Oh, I love that. I also loved the various
Big
rotation
My
options. Like it's not just
Sims,
90-degree angles.
vibes.
You can really,
Mhm.
you can really get in there and make it fancy if you want to. So it looks like Maddie has made a workbench and has started crafting. And what is Maddie working on now?
So it's a storage chest, really important. You're going to
The
be
Sims
collecting a lot of different
fantasy
items
life.
in Palia.
More
It's
like
a
My
good thing to
Sims.
make
My
pretty
Sims
early
is a little
on.
bit different from The
And
Sims.
as you're
Oh,
collecting
okay.
things,
More-
one of the
more
really cool things we
cartoony.
added pretty early on is you can actually use the crafter
And you have to figure out how to build and get blueprints to be able to build these things
My Sims?
in my Sims. Yeah,
It's probably
so-
where they got the idea from, stuff like that.
yeah,
Inspiration,
because-
definitely.
exactly. It was the same way. You go find villagers or whatever that need something built, and you'd go out, grab the stuff, make the stuff at your house, and drop it off back at wherever they are.
Okay.
and
was
craft
perfect.
materials straight out of your storage bin without having to pull them out yourself. So
Whoa,
just a
we
little
can
quality of life
expand.
feature to keep things
Oh,
kind of
no
straight.
way.
That's
Great
massive.
That's lovely.
Holy
And I see
smoke.
a new interface that we're looking at right now.
What
What
is
is
this,
this
the town hall?
point of view?
No, this is
So
your house.
Oh, this
when
is
you're
a tent?
customizing, there are two main views. You can do things in the 3D space, but for really large objects, it's really helpful to use that top-down view that you, by default, use the H key there, as you can see at the bottom of the screen.
Wonderful.
And that allows you to just kind of flip in and out. What's the best way to customize? You want to get a different look at things? Trying to give you options.
And I love that you said for really large items, we are able to start Paleo with a pretty large tent.
It's kind of surprisingly large, isn't it? You're like, oh, I think I could actually put
Move
stuff
your
up in
mouse.
here. Wanted to give
Oh, yeah.
you some space where you can actually, make it your own.
Yeah, well, that's very generous that we get to start off with that. So Thank you, Ashura and Hodari, for setting us off on a good first footing.
It's more like glamping than camping, you know?
It is definite glamping. Okay, so that was
Glamping.
awesome to take a look
That's such
at.
a funny word.
After this, can we go back into Kilima Village and take a tour? I know we
Funny,
saw a
all
little
these
bit
developers
of it when we
look
first went
like
through to meet
characters from
Ashura,
the
but
game.
let's
Yeah.
really take a deep dive into Kilima Village. Let's see what we've got.
Okay, so after you're done with the tutorial, you're able to just kind of jump right back into the action, and you're able to choose from like a variety of different activities. You can go and you can meet all the villagers.
Wait, this is the action?
What do you mean by
So
that?
like this is like the main aspect of the game.
Yeah.
So every time I think of MMOs, like the traditional way, we always go like hunting or fighting or trying to level up or something along that line. So this would be more like a cozy MMO, I get, but
Yes, definitely, because that's exactly like I was saying earlier how my Sims was. You didn't fight anything. You just run around, do some tasks that the villagers need, and then that was kind of the main majority of the gameplay.
I gotta see the hunting aspect after.
Or you can
I got some
start
worries.
with our skills gameplay. I think this player may be about to talk to Ani, who's our delivery boy. He's very high energy, very excited.
Big backpack.
That
No.
the humans are back as the most exciting thing to ever happen to him, because he's just this little boy who lives in a small town and dreams of doing big things.
Okay, to be fair, it is an MMO, mass multiplayer game, right? My only issue is the town looks empty. Not sure if it's like just for this gameplay, but it looks empty. Look lifeless at the moment.
Could be because it's not civilized yet. Maybe once you start doing stuff for the town, maybe more people come to it. That's how it was in another game that I played as well.
Well, once you're in a server, I'm pretty sure at the beginning when it's active, there's gonna be 25 people running around, which you can interact with, which is nice. But where are the AIs? Normally they're
could
like
be
post outside a bit.
Honestly, Olivia,
Yeah,
there's
maybe
so
you have
many
to work
interesting
to make the
characters that we've
building,
seen
or, you know.
already in the game.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you if
they'll
they're
add more.
romanceable, so
I'll
thank
wait.
you. Thank you for answering that question that I'm sure is burning within a lot of us.
Yeah.
But yes, dating a cook, I think, is a lot of folks' dreams. So what else are we seeing here in Kilima
You
Village?
got yourself a cook already.
You're right.
Oh no,
Let me
it's
build
hard
up
to
my
keep up. I
skills.
mean, we're running by
Catch that
all these
butterfly.
activities, and one of the really awesome things about Palia is, while we have main
It
quest
is.
lines that you can be
Pokemon.
chasing after,
Catch 'em
it's
all.
also one of those games where game puts the
Butterfree.
main story in front of you, and
Yes.
half the players just go left and keep
Yes.
going that way. And
Okay,
really
that's
the
the
choice
action.
is up to you. We really wanted to make a game that you could play the way that you wanted to play. But of course, skills are a big part of that, no matter what.
Okay, they say play how you want to play, but
Mhm.
I feel like this is really targeting just like a certain type of audience, like The Sims. I get, but
Yeah.
I hope further into this trailer that they have some kind of like PVE, not even PvP. I just want some PVE kind of aspect into it, just for those competitive players. But
I don't think this is a competitive type of game, though.
no, I don't mean like just straight up competitive. I mean like a balance in the middle. I like cozy, but I also like to grind for my materials and the sense of reward of fighting monster with my friends, getting a rare drop, and using that to craft certain stuff for the house.
Mm-hmm.
Where you go. And so it looks like we're doing a little insect catching here to get started.
Insect catching, very nice. Now, would we be catching insects because they have a worth in this world, or are we using it as a crafting component, maybe?
Okay.
We get into a little of each there.
Okay.
But definitely they're valued by some people out in the world of Palia,
You can
and
see it in
there are
the
of course more
bottom,
common ones,
your
more rare ones, so
inventory.
you're
They
gonna have to
don't,
search high and low.
They don't combine, so you can only hold one of each. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't, you know how the butterfly is the same? I would think that it would be like 1, 2, 3 in one slot.
Is this like? Oh yeah, you can hold one at a time. Are those like quick slots or?
I think so, because if you go back, she opened up her inventory and you could see more space in her backpack, but
Oh, okay.
it's still, you might have to run back to the house a lot and put stuff in that chest and then run back out.
Oh, depending on what you're trying to accomplish, just go back
Yeah,
real quick,
but-
set up for it.
Actually, if you look at the bottom, you can see your arrows, and that bag that she's catching with has a times 20 and times 37. So maybe it's
Oh
a certain
yeah,
item.
certain ones. Like
Yeah.
live creatures type of thing.
Yeah,
We'll see.
that could be it.
Across different times a day to really try and find and complete a collection.
Awesome. So bug catching is definitely something we can do in this world. I kind of saw there your menu for switching back and forth. Is that between different skills?
Absolutely.
hunting.
So that wheel
Oh.
allows you to really quickly
One
just
shot.
switch what equipment you have on. You'll find very frequently in Palia, you might start with a particular mission that you leave your housing plot to go out and do, but then you end up doing so many other activities that just pop up all around you. And so we really needed a way for the players to kind of hot switch between those various activities as you go. As
Yeah,
different
where are the
opportunities present
AIs?
themselves.
As the player that gets distracted by every single shiny, I appreciate that immensely. All right, Olivia, where are we headed next? It looks like we might maybe do some fishing.
Yeah, we're at the docks. We passed by my favorite NPC to write, which is
Okay, this is like
Einar the
Fortnite.
fishing golder. And we'll learn a little bit more about him later. But right now we're just engaging in our fishing minigame, which is super fun, super relaxing. I think it feels a lot like fishing. And it's not as frustratingly hard as some fishing mini games are.
Oh, what
Although,
the heck?
if you're trying to get the chase fish, it can get a little bit difficult. But you're just kind of trying to line that little parenthesis up with the fish.
We call it the safe zone internally.
Oh, that's kinda cool.
You know, that's one of those things. I'm like, the player base will think of a name, and no matter what we call it, it'll stick whatever they decide it is. So
I'm a writer, so it's a parenthesis.
there we go.
It makes total sense. But Olivia, you said the fishing game is kind of a nice balance of not overly challenging, but there is some difficulty scale there.
Yeah, you know, we're really going for that easy to learn, difficult to master kind of vibe. Yeah, it's all of the fish, like if you're just trying to kind of complete your fish collection, are pretty easy to get, but once you get into the star quality fish, which are the ones you can display in your housing plot, those get a little bit harder to catch.
Oh,
I see.
that
So
sounds
we
interesting. I
have
want to
different
catch the big
difficulty
one.
levels of fish. It's all making sense now. I love a good fishing mini game, so I've got lots of questions there, but we'll move on. It looks like Maddie is running around outside, maybe doing a little bit more insect catching. Are there other things we can... Oh, I see a shiny. There we go. I just answered my own question. What are we collecting at this point?
This is a sundrop lily, which is one of our forageables that can be used for crafting furniture, like if you want to dye something, that pretty orange color. It can also be used as a gift for villagers.
Oh, all right. I'm anticipating that gifting villagers is a way to maybe gain favor with them, but I'll put a pin in the romance discussion for now.
No,
We'll
she
to that
ran to
a
get
little bit
past the
more
other
later.
stuff.
But I see that
That
Maddie
hurts.
is collecting quite a few things at the bottom. Can you kind of talk to me a little
it
bit
together,
about
Maddie.
the interface that we're looking at there in the lower right-hand corner?
Yeah, so that's your inventory. Basically, at any given time, you can actually customize the number of action bars you have down at the bottom and flip between them as you want. But this is kind of like the hot selection option.
Wait a minute. Okay, this gameplay was captured during alpha.
Mhm.
We're going into beta. That means a lot of things must have been upgraded compared to
Yeah.
what we're seeing now.
Exactly. There must be more stuff out in the world. It's probably not as empty.
Yeah, and especially when a global release, like the actual release of the game, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be more lively.
Things that you have.
Did
so,
you
if
hear
you
what he
need
said
to eat
about
something,
the inventory at the bottom?
No, what did he say?
You can scroll through it, so you can have multiples of those at the bottom of that screen.
Yeah.
So you see how there's two circles? You can scroll up and down, and I'm pretty sure you can have multiple of them. I saw two when he opened the inventory, but maybe
Yeah.
you can unlock more throughout the game, which is pretty cool.
You see that butterfly? There's two of them now on the 6.
Yeah, so maybe one of
Oh,
them.
no,
one
one
of
is
them has
shiny.
1 star.
Yeah,
Well, one
it's
of them's 1
shiny.
star. Yeah, so maybe it's different levels combined with each level.
You know what shiny is? Shiny is like a rare grade. That's what it means.
Yeah.
How we're
That makes
using
sense.
Pokemon.
which you can see our bar at the top for kind of keeping track of what your focus bar is. And otherwise,
Those things on the left look like corn dogs.
They are. You should try one.
I will.
it's just a way to keep track of what you have and if your inventory is starting to get too full.
Okay, perfect. And I see here in this player menu, we're looking at skill levels. We've got our tools. We've got some of those items there. What should players be really paying attention to when they look at that menu?
So one of the big things on the bottom left is you can see all your skills. Each of those have their own level associated with them.
Okay.
And particularly in the early game, every time that you're leveling one of those, you're going to want to go back to the skill master associated with that skill, because they're going to have some cool rewards, new gameplay, new content for you to access as you progress through there.
I hope I get into the
Excellent. Yeah, there's a
beta.
lot to look at there, but I'm sure it will become
Oh yeah, you can see the
commonplace the more
skills at the
time we
bottom
get to
left.
spend in
That was
Palia.
cool.
So it looks
Mhm.
like Maddie is kind of splitting her time between a couple different activities. And do you recommend that
Maddie is
folks
moving
kind
like
of
an
jack of all
NPC.
trades it in terms of skills, or really specialize in one specific skill and then, perhaps trade or use that to their
Get 'em.
advantage? Olivia?
Yeah,
I think
get the big
that,
one.
you can really play either way. I tend to do a little bit of everything because for some reason it feels like cheating to not actually get the things that I was supposed to use in a crafting recipe or for a quest. But you can also
Mira!
just
Welcome to the stream. Huge.
Yeah.
We're checking out the live stream right now. This is the Palia official gameplay footage that we're seeing right now. It's
yeah.
during the alpha test though, so when we go into beta in August 2nd, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a lot more. I'm hoping.
specialize in one thing and then trade that stuff for gold, or you can ask other players for things. There's tons of different ways to play.
And I imagine that we have various quests that kind of walk us through familiarizing ourselves with these various skills.
Correct. We have a bunch of different NPCs are like heads of our guild. So Einar's head of the fishing guild,
Nice.
Alani's head of the bug catching guild, and we have quests with those characters to help you learn those skills.
Perfect. So once we've gotten all our skill levels up, how do we go in and build the house of our dreams?
Yes.
Let's see.
So what happened after we get all our skills up in the cooking and stuff like that? What's like the end game content? That's what I'm worried about.
You probably get like master
So
recipes.
you can
and
see
stuff
we've
like
kind of
that.
fast forwarded in time again here a bit,
Or maybe
and
you
we've
just
got
go quicker or
a
something like that.
reasonably progressed house,
But then what
something
then?
aspirational.
You know?
We've definitely moved beyond the tent phase here, and again, we're kind of jumping between those different.
I'm thinking like, what kind of content are they gonna make as in events that happen in the game? Like when they update it, is it just gonna be like new stuff to craft? Or
Maybe different recipes or different things that you get, like timed out items and stuff like that.
but then
That's what I'm thinking.
besides once you do the stuff to get it, what else is there to do? Like end game wise, that's what's worrying. I hope they have like time limited events that happens
Yeah,
throughout.
it could just be like upgrading your house and stuff like that to do different things, That's probably about it.
Oh, I'm worried.
Customization views in order to build things out just the way we want.
Yeah.
In this case, the player is looking at the kind of attachment points between their buildings and
Because you gotta keep in mind it takes time to craft a house. So during that time, what do?
Probably go out and collect more items to build something else. That's what I'm assuming. Or do side quests and stuff like that. That's what I'm guessing.
There is a storyline, Mira. It's gonna be constantly growing, so this is not gonna be a complete game. It's going to be like Honkai and Genshin Impact. So it's like an ever-growing game. They can just keep updating more and more and stuff like that. More features, more event, more stories. I hope they have PvE bosses in the future and just
I'm
new
pretty
classes.
sure the main storyline is us figuring
wall?
out how the humans disappeared. I'm pretty sure that's the main storyline.
Yeah, and how we got here, maybe something along that line. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
cool.
I think that's what I read.
Yeah, it's just a matter of end game content. That's what I'm worried about, because Honkai is just dead right now because the end game content is so bad. There's nothing to do.
It takes so long for it to load in.
Yeah, but we'll see. There is this community game. The only issue, 25 people in a server is kind of really little for like a mass multiplayer game.
on the outside, which allow you to, if on the inside, do you want there to be no wall between the rooms? Do you want there to be a small door, like a double door? And this is something that you'll also unlock more options for over time. Same thing with the windows on the outside. You can go no windows all the way up to, really nice customized
so
big
that
things.
big green
Did we just
square
put an
is
addition
all
on
the
our
area
house?
we can,
Absolutely.
we can
so
unlock.
that's also one of the
Wow.
big things you're seeing. Again, mentioned that this is kind of an early game. You can have a mansion if that's where you want to take this
Wow.
experience to. Add a bunch of additions to it.
Okay.
But yeah, as you add those,
It's
acquire
huge.
new rooms
Mhm.
within the city hall. You have to build
Wait, let me go
those and
back
go
to
through.
that.
Absolutely.
So all these trees around here, it can just clear up and have a base, right?
Yeah, if you can go back a little bit more, I think. Oh, or forward, I guess. You can see they outlined it, and the red
I'm associated
parts.
with it. It's
You
also
have to
Unlock it, right?
either unlock or buy, maybe, because there's a currency I saw in the inventory.
Yeah, maybe it's part of a
nice
quest to
thing to
unlock or
have your
something.
friend
That'd
come
be
out
cool.
and help you get through.
Yeah.
Now, when you mention craft
Ooh.
time, is that in-game time? Is that real-world time? How does that work?
So for the buildings, once you've gotten the materials there is a real-world craft time associated with it.
Ah, there it is.
Generally, there's a little bit of time associated with bigger things in the world.
Excellent. And I
3
saw
hours
we
to
just
build
kind
a
of
small room. 4 hours to
Please.
build a small room.
Please do not make it so that you have to pay for this. So they're saying they're not gonna you can buy to speed up the process, but a lot of games in the future they do change up their mind. They're like, oh, you know what? People don't like this. We can just spend money and pay for this, which is gonna ruin the game a lot if they do that. I just hope they're nice about it.
added this whole addition to our home. But if you wanted to get really granular and do it, just by doing the walls yourself and really get in there and customize, that's an option too.
I like that
correct?
fountain. Holy
Right, so
smoke.
you can kind of change the connections between them. You can also customize the wallpaper, the flooring, and of course decor, interior customization. That's something that is really rich in Palia. We have hundreds of items for you to find, and you can really put them throughout your house just the way you want to.
I wish that in real life you could add an addition to your house this quickly. It's like
God.
4 hours.
4 hours,
Like that'd be
it's
great.
Just some wood
yeah.
and some stone. Man, I'll do that any day.
Yeah, it took me
Oh,
months
that's
to
actually cool
convert
looking.
my garage. So
Yeah, that's very
Wood and
nice.
stone in 4 hours. Perfect. I agree. That would be lovely.
No, wait.
Do
I
not-
wish they have more option for windows because I don't want my windows to look like everybody else. You know what I mean?
They probably do. I've heard that they
Yeah.
do.
In the future, just have a different selection of windows you can add.
yeah,
I'm pretty
it
sure
took
they
me
do.
months
Yeah, that'll be amazing. That'll complete it.
to just convert my garage. So
Wood and stone in 4 hours. Perfect. I agree. That would be lovely. All right. It looks like Maddie is going.
Oh, you saw
inside.
that?
so
What is that thing on the floor? That thing's adorable.
Wood and stone in
The picture that they have
Yeah.
next to them.
Yeah, that's the plushie right here.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
that's
need one.
adorable.
4
Yeah, we gotta get
hours.
one.
Perfect. I agree.
My
That would be
credit card.
lovely. All right. It
I
looks
wanna
like
Take
Maddie
it.
is going inside so we can see some of these interiors that you were talking about.
Oh, that's
and some
cool.
of these interior
That couch
options.
looks so
Which
comfy.
interior options are we
God.
looking at right now? Can you kind of walk
Um,
us through some of the things that we're seeing?
Let me start
Olivia?
cooking.
so this
Oh my god, I got goosebumps thinking about it. Look it.
Yeah.
When you first build it, it's an empty room like this. So that means everything in here are
It's
items.
customizable.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Also, Mira, we can have a potluck all together.
Yeah, they can have
Right.
potlucks.
You get to come to my
Mhm.
house and we all get to cook and eat together. I can't wait.
This is amazing.
Are we looking at right now? Can you kind of walk us through some of the things that we're seeing in Olivia?
so this player is pretty advanced, pretty far into the game.
Really?
So they have some of our
Well, yeah.
more chase
Oh, yeah.
It takes
furniture
a while
items.
to accumulate all that
Embryo,
stuff.
maybe you could
Oh.
talk a little bit more about that.
Here's the crafting.
Yeah. Over time, you can, like Aiden mentioned, collect hundreds of different decor and furniture items.
Level
so yeah,
5,
this player's
okay.
gotten some pretty rare stuff. So they're probably investing a lot in this crafting system, learning to make some pretty high tier recipes, and maybe spending a little time at the underground
Literal-
market picking up some
My
super
Sims
rare
vibes
stuff.
to the max.
We'll get
I'm
into
so
the underground
excited.
in a bit, but magic is a bit taboo in this world. So
Magic!
if you want magic
She said magic. Huge. Please, I want magic.
items, or you want some kind of more expensive art that might have fallen off a truck, we have
Whoa,
a
you
cool
see all the
underground
craftable
market.
stuff?
Oh, I love
yeah.
that whole thing exists in this world. Like you said, we'll have to get more into that a little later. But I also love that Maddie is able to craft furniture items, it looks like right now. And
Yeah.
that's a skill in and of itself. So it's not just a
Wow.
currency-based type of thing to get furniture. You gather the resources or trade for them, and then you craft your own furniture. That's really cool. So what is Maddie making right
It's
now?
huge.
So the Choppa is one of been the most popular characters as we've been developing the game, and so of course there are a ton of Choppa themed items, wallpapers, all sorts of things that you can find in that theme, and of course then you can use those to customize your house just the way that you want.
How beautiful. And again, look at these placement options. So Olivia, kind of walk us through, once you've created something, what is the process to then place it in the world?
It's pretty
There
straightforward.
it is, Aura. If this is a
No.
plushie, we're getting it.
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
He's gonna be our background every day.
Do they have merch that we can check out? That'd be amazing.
Probably eventually.
Yeah, we're gonna have it like when we're streaming, just have it in the background.
You can either have the in-world view, like what you're seeing now, where you just click on the item and you can move it along to select on the grid, or you can actually
Wow.
place anything in that top-down view, which sometimes like a really big piece like the gazebo, I kind of prefer to do in the top-down view.
Totally.
Very cool. And this house looks so beautiful. I feel like Maddie, yes, is making this house gorgeous for herself, but also maybe wants to have friends over and entertain. How does that work as far as if you wanted friends to come over your house, or maybe there are friends that you don't want to come over your house?
Oh,
We're
wow.
going to have a potluck and a sleepover, and I'm gonna have a room, just multiple beds in there. We can all just relax together. That'd be cool. And if there's like games, oh my god! If they add mini card games into it, or even the like little games you can play, that'd be amazing.
Mhm.
That's
Have a whole PC room.
yeah. Can you imagine if you can play Uno with your friends on here?
Yeah, it'd be really cool.
Oh my god! It's
So
crazy.
permissions are a huge deal. If you remember that top-down view, there's a pull-down menu at the top there where you can set permissions on a per-player basis. And so by default, you know, a visitor just has a small number of activities that they can do with you on the plot, but you can upgrade them to editor status, which allows them to do things like
What?
move things around in your space, so that you
Wow.
can really
Yeah.
kind of share in this customization
You can do a
and home
lot.
experience
So we can
together.
build a house together.
It's also one
essentially.
other really
Yeah.
important part here is, you know, while you might spend a ton of time making this particular housing plot just perfect, you might have other people that maybe you have a totally different vision, a totally different fantasy that you want to chase together. And so we actually have the option where you can have multiple housing plots and set
Huge.
Fun. We can make our
Huge.
own house. Oh my
Huge.
gosh.
Yes.
See, so there
Yes.
you go. So you can have multiple housing plots. So once
Yeah.
you finish one house, it's not like you're capped off there. You can
Yeah.
go and build a house somewhere else with your friends, or you can have another idea for a different layout. That's sick.
I wonder how that's gonna work. Do we go on like a quest to unlock that multiple thing?
You probably just buy another lot of land.
True.
different permissions for other players on each of them. So a lot of
Wow.
control for the kind of like social access and experience that you're having with other players in the game.
I love that.
Yeah.
And so there's no like PvP where someone could come destroy my home after I've crafted it just the way I
Yeah,
want
that'd
to.
be messed up.
No, there, you know, you're giving
Mhm.
somebody, if you give somebody editor status, they can move things around. So
Sure.
it is something, you know, you want to give to somebody that you trust and you want to have,
Yeah.
you know, that kind of shared experience with. But there's no way that they can come in and destroy items of yours.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of destruction happening in Palia.
Okay,
I'm
great.
gonna go
We're
to Mirror
keeping
House
it
and move things
cozy
around.
and
Absolutely.
friendly.
Cozy vibes going through.
She's never gonna give me
everywhere.
access.
Okay, perfect.
No.
Getting this hanging
just sold
plant
yourself out already.
exactly where Maddie wants it here so that the entryway looks perfect. I am here for it. Now, you had mentioned, Aiden, having multiple plots. Is there a limit to that at this moment?
It's definitely more than two.
So
yeah,
that's really cool. So you can really have
You
that
guys are
communal
cool.
aspect of friends
absolutely.
and make your own
Absolutely.
little town plots, if you will, of sorts. That's
I like
very
that.
cool.
Town of plots.
Town of plots. There it is. I
The
also, in
audacity,
games like this, really
Maris.
enjoy gardening, and I think a lot of folks
The
watching can
audacity.
probably relate to that. So what do we have
Yeah.
in terms of gardening?
Dang it,
Olivia,
she's
walk us through
watching.
what we're seeing just now.
I
love how the plants
you're
look.
placing another gardening
Mhm.
plot. And
campfire outside.
then you get a hoe that
Oh!
allows you to till. I like how like
Oh, this give me peaceful
therapeutic
vibes.
this feels. You know, it's very
Never
tactile.
doing anything in real life
af-
ever again.
Can they please add like a ASMR sounding type of thing to that motion? That'd be so
They probably
satisfying.
do.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
For that, you can plant your seeds. Maddie has a good variety of seeds. She's got tomatoes, she's got
The
onions,
plants look magical.
she's got carrots.
Mhm.
And
I heard
a
if you
cool
put
thing
certain
about it,
plants
if you
next to
rotate
each
your
other, you
crops
get
like
different
that,
bonuses.
is you actually can
that's
get
sick.
buffs from like the tomatoes being next to the carrots. So if you're a min-maxer, you can do that. Or if you just like the look of like one particular crop,
We're going to
you can
fiend
do
this
that.
game.
There's a lot of
Never
freedom. in our
living real
gardens,
life
which I
ever
really
again.
like.
All right, I want to hear more about min-maxing the garden. When it comes to, are these things we have to self-discover in the game, or do we get clues throughout Palia about where to position your crops to get these bonuses?
I think Maxwell might do a good job of answering that.
Yeah, we try to make sure players are able to discover this themselves and expose that information. It's not hidden to you. And so we see the examine key there. Like if you press, again, default G, you'll be able to see the buffs that are being shared, as well as if you look at the seeds in your inventory, it'll give you a little hint about what to expect if you plant it next to a different crop. So
That is so cool.
Okay, great. And I see the bars as we're planting seeds. I saw the bars above that. What is that showing us?
that's the watering. So here we go. Maddie's gonna get some water in her watering can and then hop on over and make sure that the plants are well watered and ready to grow.
Or I need you to watch the first season of Sword Art Online. This is what it reminds me of. If they add like PvE against bosses and stuff, it'll be the perfect thing to replicate Sword Art Online. Because you can have any kind of what's it called, jobs, and people just do different things. Some are fishers, farmers, crafting, all that.
Well taken care
Yes.
of. The seeds will not grow if the soil is not watered. This is perfect.
Yeah.
So is this done one square at a time? Is there a way to kind of water multiple, or is that getting into spoiler territory?
Please have
We
a
shouldn't talk
sprinkler.
about that today.
In
I
the
think we
future.
can talk about it. Yeah, starting out, we're gonna give you some simple tools to get you going, but as you engage in the various skills, eventually you'll be able
this is
to
like a win type
craft
of game.
higher
I think it's
tier
more of like a
of each of the
casual
tools.
hanging out with your
So,
friends.
you'll get a better watering can that will have maybe a wider cone.
If they have some sort of PvE, it'll attract a very big audience.
Somebody just commented, said, "How do you win?"
How do you win? See, that's the issue. That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. It's like a chill game.
I think it's more of a personal type of win, whereas like if you want to build a huge house, it's a win for you personally. It's not like a game-based win.
No, it's just you and your friends hanging out, collecting stuff, building things. You can go hunting. You can have like different skills. But keep in mind, this is alpha testing. We're going to get the beta next week in August, and when it globally launch, it's going to be different. It's subject to change. A lot is going to change. Right now, it's still in testing, and it's an ever-growing game. It's not complete. They're just going to keep adding more and more, depending on the community. So, if you're a part of the community, you can ask and talk and have discussions. Maybe the devs will develop things that we want, because they have been listening.
It's more like a Genshin Impact thing, where it's like you have little quests. There's no end game stuff.
So it's also story mode that you're gonna explore and find out the story of the world. And stuff along that line.
Water crops and make it a little bit easier because you'll also get more soil plots, so you'll have a lot more plants to be taken care of at some point.
Level up.
Yep, level up.
Yes.
Level it up. Now I see we're harvesting. When we harvest, do we have to start again from the seed phase? Do we get seeds as we harvest? How does that work, Aiden?
Yeah, it's definitely something that typically you'll start again, so you have to put seeds down. You can get seeds from a variety of sources in the game. Buying them at the store is kind of like the default basic. But we also have different kinds of seeds, like our tomato plants. You see we just harvested those, and they're going to regrow again. So you actually don't have to go back to the starting phase until you've done several harvests on a tomato plant.
This is where the min-maxers have spent a lot of time trying to spreadsheet out their plots to figure out how they can maximize kind of
Oh,
their
that's huge.
earnings
That's
over a period of
huge.
It
time.
was really cool in the alpha to see players making these grids
Yeah.
of how they were min-maxing the various spaces and kind of sharing that information. There was like a whole
Nice.
template that got developed for people thinking about this. And of course, you know, this is a live service game, so it's going to continue to evolve. So
Yeah.
expect us
You can make a tips and tricks video on how you can maximize that. Although the people in the
Yeah.
alpha probably has a big advantage on that.
to shuffle up that meta from time to time.
Yep.
And I love how much you guys, you know, saying y'all as Singularity 6, really do listen to the community and take that player feedback. So when you get grids and stuff like that, when you see players sharing
roll a
those
lot.
kind of things
Yeah.
in the alpha,
like
do any
Minecraft.
of those things ever make it into the game?
Shipping.
Oh, absolutely.
You
It
can
would be
sell your
hard to
props.
understand.
Look at the
Oh my
bottom,
God,
total
can
sales.
you imagine we can trade stuff in this?
You can give your friends stuff.
I mean, like rare items. Imagine. I don't know how this is gonna work. Can you just give
Yeah.
everything?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
If this trading aspect, that'd be cool. Like limited only to your account, or I don't know.
Yeah. Like certain
State
amount
the
of
impact
items.
of the
Yeah.
alpha phase that we've been in. We've done multiple external play tests through that, gotten so much great feedback, ideas. It's something that we pay a ton of attention to. So I really
lot of
just wanted
money
to say for a
they're selling
moment,
all
thank
these
you for
crops
everyone
for.
who has
Right,
play
we're gonna be
tested and helped
rich.
improve
I
Palia
know.
That's
over time.
huge.
And for those of you who haven't gotten to be a part of it yet, you know, we've just been developing this arm and,
love
and
you.
getting adjusted to having players be part of the experience. And this is something that's going to continue as we go into the beta phase.
That's awesome. Thank you, everyone. Ambrielle, because we didn't get your input on gardening, is there a favorite crop that you like to grow the most?
Oh, I mean, we talked about how you don't have to replant tomatoes, and that's really nice. I think you've got to have a good variety to do a little bit of the min-maxing. It's fun because if you want your garden to be super aesthetic, you can plant whatever you want. And
Fredo just asked, or YouTube man, I think that's Fredo. He said, "Is
Yeah, I
there a
think so.
100 floor dungeon with bosses at the top?" I wish that would be like for what's it called, Sword Art Online. I was just telling Audra about that. That'd be huge if they do. Can you imagine like the audience just would be like Sword Art Online all over again, but like Sims vibes? That'd be amazing because then you can have the
Yeah.
casual players and you can have someone who actually like to push the floors. They could go that
Yeah.
route. That's the thing. This game has so much potential.
Yeah.
They could go that route.
This game I used to play, Fantasy
Oh God.
Life, was similar to that too, because you could be a paladin, go out
Mhm.
and kill some of the, you know, the bad guys that are out there, and then you go back,
Yeah.
and you could be a cook if you wanted to change and stuff like
Yes.
that. But it wouldn't go into the village area. So if you wanted to stay away from danger, you were able to do that.
Yeah. You know how Minecraft have different realms? Like, you know, we have the underworld, like yeah.
Yes.
If they have floors like how it is like that, you can have houses on different floors, and different floors like how Sword Art Online is, there's 100 floors, and once you beat the boss on the first, second floor, you go to the next floor, and there's new things each time. They could expand. They could do something like that, but it's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, this game, they're going to be updating a lot, so you never know.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
you're not
Yeah, it
going to
would
get
be.
any downsides. There's no harm in just planting all tomatoes if you think that looks beautiful. But yeah, mixing and matching them gives you some fun bonuses.
Please go the Sword
Perfect.
Online
so whether you're
route.
going for beauty or min-maxing or a little bit of both, you'll be all set. All right, we touched on some of the villagers that live in Kilima Village, and I'd love to do a bit of a more of an in-depth look at those villagers if we could. So let's see, let's walk through some of the villagers that we will meet in Kilima Village. Olivia, describe who we're talking to right now.
This is Zeki. He is a Grimulkin. The Grimulkins are cats from outer space. They're like
Floating.
libertarian space pirates.
Cat out of space.
And they,
Oh wait, that's cool. You see the cat waving his arm like that,
Yeah.
up and down. That's like the Asian cat. Remember, like we go
Yeah.
to this restaurant and stuff like that. Like, oh, good luck.
they run, in addition to the regular store, Zeki also runs the Kilima branch of the Grimulkin Underground,
Like
and that's where
scheme
you
me
can
out of my
get
money.
cool magical items, maybe
Oh,
some more
he's-
high-tech
he's the
stuff.
one that's selling
remember They
stuff.
are from space.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like he's
So
trying
if
to
you
steal
want
my
some
money.
technology that's not something that would usually be available in like a small village, you can can get that from the underground as well. But he's like one of my favorite characters to write. I love his animations. I love his sense of humor.
And Olivia, as our lore
Man, you can
expert
negotiate
here
with
on the
him. That'd be
panel,
cool.
can you tell us again why some
Yeah, that would
items
be
might
sick
be
because
more
they do that in
underground than
one of
others?
So
Skyrim, not
You
Skyrim.
can negotiate in Skyrim?
So not in Skyrim. I'm pretty sure it's Oblivion. You can go there and you can
Mhm.
haggle with people, and
Yeah.
depending on if you like hit the right target, you could
Mhm.
get a good deal, or they could kick you out altogether.
If this is going to be more of a chill game, they should have like many mechanics like that. You can just make a deal with them, or something along that line.
Exactly.
That'd be so cool, especially depending on how far you are into the game. You can have
Yeah.
different deals.
That could be a skill. You could use
Yeah.
that as a skill too.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Yeah, that's
I
how,
think I mentioned
Oblivion
earlier,
does it.
magic in Palia
Yeah.
is a bit taboo. They grew up in the shadows of this
Bless
human
you.
civilization
Thank you.
that crumbled, and they were, a highly magical civilization, and so they have interpreted this as magic is dangerous.
Okay.
And so it's very regulated,
Bless you.
and Zeki
Oh!
is.
She cutie. She's mine. I call her.
You can marry in game. I'm taking her.
Yeah. No, I already told you she's mine.
I don't know if the resources in that world, in that server, is limited, and you have to share it with the people on the server. But there might be something along that line where you should take what you need and then save some for others.
So you're saying that you're gonna have her cheat on me, and you're gonna take her as well.
I'm gonna take her, so you won't be able to.
Against regulations, so whatever.
Damn.
It looks like we've gone to the
I
city
really
hall.
hope we can add
This
tattoos
is
to our
Kenyatta.
character.
She's
Yeah.
the daughter of the
Oh, she has
mayor.
long hair though, but
and she's kind of a rebellious teenager. She's been given this job as a way to like.
Teenager, so you can't date her. Sorry.
she's a teen. Hello.
She's
Uh,
a teenager.
I need to check the age. Hold on.
Maybe they like maybe they progress quicker. Age quicker.
I mean, technically, my character is probably young too.
Learn responsibility, but she's like
She'll
pretty
find a way.
bored. She does not want to be working here. But the
Me
player
neither.
coming and talking to her is like a good break in her day. So she always is welcoming
to
the
make
players
stuff
when
together
they
to
come by
make
City
ketchup.
Hall.
You'll
Now,
know where to
is
find me.
Kenyatta also a romanceable option? I
You
have to
see
ask. Her style is so
comment.
cool.
Yeah.
She is. And
Romanceable.
she has a very fun romance plot. We were
Okay.
very excited to write her romance.
Oh, so different character. You actually can romance them in different ways.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
that's
if you
cool.
like give her an item that you know or that you learned that she liked, you'll probably be able to boost your
Ah,
relationship with her quicker.
huge.
I
That's
love
huge.
it. And you said
Oh,
she exists
and
in the
also,
world.
I heard that you can talk to her friends, other NPCs, and they can tell you
Oh.
stuff that she likes as well.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah.
So that makes you want to talk to other NPCs, which is nice.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
As the mayor's daughter.
Yes.
Mayor's daughter? Oh,
Yeah.
we're getting married into Rich. We're marrying Rich, guys. We're marrying Rich. We're set. Okay? That's that's the plan. We're marrying into richness, okay? So we don't have to work ever again.
She is the daughter of the mayor, who's like this
Wait, what did Fredo say? Having to mix stuff together to make ketchup. Oh my god, I can't wait till they get into cooking. It'll be so cool.
kind of bumbling politician
excited.
character,
Mhm.
and the magistrate, who's his more like strict, sort of like upper crust, like Victorian aristocracy wife.
She knows how to get
Fishing.
things done.
You know, she's great. I love Eshe.
I love that. Well, Ambrielle, I'm going to pick your brain on Kenyatta's look in just a bit later on in the stream because her style is so cool. And now we're looking at
father
Olivia,
would
who I
not
said,
allow it,
you
Mira
had
said.
said earlier might be one of your favorite characters, yes?
I
Yeah,
agree.
So rude.
Einar is a Galder. Galders are
anyway.
Also, I heard there's achievements. I wonder if I can get achievement for marrying into Rich, you know?
Wait. Do you see that right there?
Call it
Friendship.
Rich achievements.
Stabola, do you
Huh?
see next to his name?
Yeah, Einar.
He has a handshake.
Oh yeah.
And then there's a heart, so it probably shows you your relationship with them.
Can you actually romance that robot?
Why not? He's a cutie. I think he's adorable.
True. Okay, good luck with that one.
Thank you.
Basically robots
I'd like to
made by the
introduce you to
ancient
my
humans,
partner.
but they've been kind of hanging around Palia
Greetings.
for thousands of years. And they were all programmed with something called the oneness. And that's like the one thing in the world that makes them happy. So Einar loves to fish. We have another Galder who loves to like take care of people. She used to be a nanny back in the day. So
From
she's
rags to
very
riches,
loving.
for real.
And we have a lot of fun Galder characters.
So the Galder follow their programming very closely, even though they were programmed thousands of years prior.
It has become a little bit disconnected. So like if there was a Galder who wanted to, or who was made to build houses, now they might say like, stack rocks by the beach and watch them fall, because the oneness is in the act of doing the thing. It's not in the results. So I think that it's like a cool way to kind of talk about like, you know, that one thing that you really love and how that can evolve over time.
I love that. So it's like they're programmed with a passion,
yes,
but not with an end goal.
Exactly.
And we're going to see some really fun ways that the lore will play with this kind of concept over time. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the lore, actually.
It's one of my favorite things that like the writing team has had fun
arms.
playing with and like taking it into a bunch of different directions.
That's awesome. Okay, so I asked if we had different romanceable villagers that we can speak to in Kilima Village, and let's really get into this.
Yes.
How can I be friends with the folks I meet in Palia?
There are several ways to kind of gain friendship points. This is our friendship tracker. So you can see that Maddie is friendship level 2 with Ashura right now.
Where's our girl?
But the several ways of getting to know them are...
I also like Gel.
So you can talk to them once every day, which resets every hour. You can also give them gifts once every real world day. And they have these special gifts that they like called weekly wants.
Nope.
And those you can discover through talking to the villagers what they want that week. Or you can even talk to their friends. So if you're talking to Gina, she might tell you what her best friend Hecla wants that week. And once you learn it, it'll show up on the weekly want UI, and then you can give that to them for extra points.
That's cool.
That's really cool that you can get to know their friends. It makes it feel like a living, breathing society that you're a part of. That's awesome. Ambrielle, question for you. When you play games like Palia, or when you're playing Palia, do you like to focus on friendship and society first and foremost, or do you like to focus on your gardening and your home plot like we've seen earlier?
Yeah, I think in games and in life, I'm more of an introvert. And so I'm usually focused a little bit more on skills, a little bit more on building my house. But like Olivia,
I think that's me.
My first priority is becoming best friends with A&R. And after that, mostly focused on the house.
This isn't too much of a spoiler because you learned it early on, but Einar will always accept shiny pebbles.
Yes.
And you can find those through the various
in the
gameplay.
My Sim
I'm pretty much always holding it.
You could make friends with the people in the town as well, and as soon as you maxed out their friendship, they would give you a specific item that they had only you could get from them. So I wonder if this game will do something similar as like, actually look it on the bottom right there.
Yeah, right there, the 3
4.
stuff.
Oh, that's cool then.
Yeah.
So it gives you an incentive to try and make friends with everybody in the town so you could collect their like certain things.
Yep, that's what I'm gonna be doing, trying to max out everything.
Yeah, that's why I liked communicating with people in the town a lot in that game, because it was fun.
See, this game is perfect. Just need some PvE. Perfect. It's done.
No timer's up.
So I have to ask, is every villager we meet has their own friendship meter? Are they all romanceable?
They're not all romanceable. They're all friendable. So we wanted the main
Friend
way
zone.
that you get to know characters to actually be through
you
their
see
friendship.
how it says 0 next to their name?
Because you can have like really great relationships
Go to
with people that you're
Kenyatta.
not romantically
Go to
involved
Kenyatta.
with, right?
Sure, of course.
So like their main story is their friendship, but certain characters
I want her.
also have a separate romance meter you can unlock. Once you're close enough friends with them, you can give them a romantic
Mira's
gift
going
and
for
enter into
Zeki.
that romance, and that unlocks a new story.
And you can always see that on the UI, which ones have the romance option that you can unlock. So if you want to check, definitely an easy spot to go to.
And there may be some characters who are not romanceable yet that could be in the future.
Hey,
it's always
they might
something we're
introduce
adding.
more.
And if you want to unlock all the quests, I like to tick off all the boxes. Is it possible to romance more than one character within Palia?
Yes. So at the state of the game we're in right now, you know, again, like we're a living, breathing world. It kind of like as far into a romantic relationship you can get is kind of like the early courting stage. So you're allowed to romance as many people in that stage as you want.
Whoa.
At the end of their romance plotline, they'll give you something called a pin, which means they really like you. And then you can wear that pin and people will comment on, oh, you're
Really?
dating so-and-so. That's awesome.
how it was in Skyrim.
and you
You'd
can
marry,
equip up to
and
2
they'd talk
pins.
about
That
the
is
person
the
that you'd
cutest thing
marry.
I've ever heard, and I am here for it.
Yeah, they got a lot
All
of
right, so
inspiration
as
from
I
a
said,
lot
I
of games.
love to go
Yeah.
on quests, whether they're romanceable quests, non-romanceable quests. So let's go ahead and go on a quest and see what that looks like.
Oh,
So for
I see it at
Maxwell,
night.
describe to us where we're going right now and what we're about to see.
Yeah, so we're jumping into a quest a little bit into the game now where the player, as they've been exploring kind of these ancient ruins, has come upon a bit of a barrier for themselves, and they've been directed to find Najuma, who, Olivia, if you want to give a quick intro for Najuma.
Yeah, Najuma is the miner's daughter, so Hodari's daughter, and she is kind of a shy teenager, and she's an inventor, but a lot of her inventions are kind of dangerous, so her dad doesn't really like her
Jinx.
doing that kind of stuff. But one of the things she's invented is a glider, and Gina knows about this glider, the
That's how we're getting
archaeologist, so
it.
she is told to hunt down Najuma to build a glider so that you can kind of explore those ruins further.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna have to make this glider, we're gonna have to go do a little bit of gameplay and find some
So you
materials.
build the glider. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Okay, perfect.
Craft
And is
everything
there a
seems like.
reason that Najuma's the one who is like the keeper of the glider, if you will?
It's just because it was her invention.
Got it.
So that's the way, she's the only one who knows how to make them.
I see, but soon we will learn how to make them. So Maddie is now gathering the resources, yes, and we'll gather the resources needed, and then where do we go from there, Maxwell?
Yeah, so looks like we're gonna do it the hard way and manually go through, chop some trees. We need to get some leather, so that means we're gonna have to do a little bit of hunting. And then lastly, get some fabric, which we can grow cotton at the home plot. So we're collecting everything we can here, and I think once we get that, we'll be able to go back and use some of our auto crafters on the home plot to.
Now I'm wondering, will this game ever come on mobile? If it can run on a Switch, it can definitely run on mobile, I think.
I could see it coming out on mobile because
Yeah.
of how Genshin is such a big game as well, and it's able to run on mobile.
Especially Epic Games right now.
hmm
Well, unless it could be because Epic Games still having a lawsuit with Apple.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
could be the reason why it's not on mobile yet. They still have issues with that.
To make the
Yeah.
final
Oh.
pieces required. So
Now, when you said Maddie's doing this the hard way, that leads me to believe that you would play this differently.
yeah, I hate growing cotton myself, so I tend to just buy it from Tish's shop and jump straight ahead and make this quest a little easier on myself.
Got it. And you buy it from the shop because you're trading it, or how does that work?
Oh, morale
Yeah, so
mushroom.
a number of our NPCs or villagers
How fast
run
those
shops,
respawn.
and we try to make sure that players always have an option available to them if they don't want to engage in a particular system. So
Okay.
in this case, you know, I don't really like to make the fabric myself, so I'll go to her shop and just get it myself.
Play the way you want to play.
Play the way you want to play.
I love that. Well, I mean, that's the thing with a game that you're going to exist in for tens, potentially hundreds of hours. Having the option to play you the way you want to play is really important.
Absolutely. It's been a core part that we tried to build into Palia kind of throughout the experience the whole time. So, and also the alphas really helped us kind of tune in parts of that just, you know, to the right balance.
Excellent. And I see it looks like we're really putting together this glider piece by piece. Olivia, how do we make a glider if it's not too much of a spoiler?
It's not. Right now you're making wood planks with our auto crafter system. Maxwell can probably tell you a little bit more about how the auto crafters work, but you're going to be making fabric and planks and like all of the
Oh, that's
and
cool. I
leather
like
and
how
all
the
the
machine
ingredients
looks
you
when
need
it's
for the
going.
glider.
Yeah, and so a player over time will acquire a number of
It's a
auto
cloud.
crafters in various skills to help them, refine the raw materials they collect out in the world and turn it into, higher tier objects that they can, make furniture with. Or we saw earlier, like adding that addition to the house, which requires you to get the planks created.
Yeah, that's a lot of resources, I would imagine. So we've got a bunch of things going at the same time here. Do we finally have everything we need to make this glider, or we have a couple steps left?
I think we just have to get all the items back to Najuma so that she can put it together.
Yeah, and it looks like we skipped ahead here. All the auto crafters work on a real-time system, so
Okay.
there is a little bit of time once you put your stuff in there that you'll have to wait. But
Well, you know what? I like that because there's so much to do in Palia that if I have to wait 5 minutes for leather, then that means I can go out and catch some insects or do some hunting or, put some time into another skill that I may not have had the time to invest in before. So I feel like it's really encouraging a really mixed gameplay experience, yes?
yeah, it's also a great opportunity if you maybe want to take a break at a time. You can load up your auto crafters, take the break, come back, and things will be ready for you.
I mean, bio breaks, come on. Who needs that? Who needs that? All right, we're back to Najuma now. We've got
Najuma.
all the supplies. So now Najuma is going to assemble this forest. You said this isn't something we need to craft on the workbench?
Yeah, so the things that you craft in the workbench are things that you can craft an infinite number of times. The glider you only craft once,
I see.
so Najuma does it for you.
That's awesome. All right, now you talk about maybe fishing or playing together. I certainly want to play with my friends in multiplayer.
So
Can
does
we
that
talk
mean that
about-
you can't have different styles of gliders? So like, there's only one glider you have and that's it?
It seems like it so far.
Yeah.
Because
there's
if
no,
you
like,
see in the trailer, it's just one glider. But
I wonder if like later on you can get like a different
Yeah.
color one or a different pattern.
I think that's what would make the game rewarding if we can have like limited edition stuff in there. That'll make it
Kind of
cool
like the
owning.
gliders from Fortnite.
Yeah. It's like the skins in Fortnite. Some people it was the Renegade Raider, which is like from season 1. And that's really valuable.
Yeah, it's true.
how multiplayer works within Palia. Ambriel.
Yeah, there's tons of things that you can do in Palia with your friends, and most of them are better for it. All of the skills that we looked at previously have some bonuses for buddying up, like we're seeing here.
Okay, so we're buddying up and doing it together. And do we share the resources that we're gathering here? Is there a shared loot system? How does that work?
Yeah, so anytime you're playing with friends or even just random folks in the world, as long as you participate in the activity, we want to make sure everyone gets the
Rewarded.
same kind of rewards. So
Yeah, that's
we've
cool.
got 2 players here that are chopping the tree. Both of them receive a loot pile that they can pick up and acquire.
That's pretty cool,
And that
actually.
holds true across all of
That
our
is
various
cool.
skills. So we really want to make sure players don't feel like they are kind of taking away from another player.
Me and Amir
and
just
allow
cutting
them
one
to
tree.
join up and have fun together.
Yeah.
Great, that makes sense. And I think I'm seeing, now that Taylor and Maddie are teamed up here, they're chopping down these trees twice as fast. So is
Right.
there a world where I could get 5 or 6 friends together to really just go through a whole area and we're all
Right?
getting the loot? So it's just like a great way to get lots of loot.
This host is
Definitely
good.
possible.
Okay.
Some of our players have do what they call deforestation efforts on sides of the
Whoa.
map.
Oh my
where
God.
they'll
They have a
group
name
together
for
and
it,
try to
too.
clear out a zone. We also have a couple opportunities.
Please tell me things respawn. Please.
So everybody's spawns. You know how like when we were playing Summoner's War and
Yeah,
I
everyone
could
gets
pick up one
separately.
thing. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's exactly how it seems like it is.
No, I mean like the resources respawn over
I
time.
don't see why they wouldn't.
No, I don't see why. Either.
Opportunities where we
That's-
really want you to join with some friends. So you may see certain trees out in the wilderness that you're going to need to partner up to really take out.
Oh,
Really?
wow. Like just like a really massive tree.
Massive tree or maybe something a little magical.
Oh, I love it. Okay, no,
Ooh.
no more
Magical
spoilers.
trees,
I'll be
Aura.
quiet on that one. It
Yeah,
looks like
that's
Maddie and
cool.
Taylor now
Yeah.
are fishing. Is there more to fishing together than just having really great conversations, or is it, kind of like being away from the keyboard where you're fishing with a friend.
They're trying to
over,
not spoil
you
as
know, over a
much.
drink or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as long as you fish near
Understandable.
another player, you actually both start to receive a little bit of a buff while playing. We also
That's
have an
pretty cool.
option where, and I love doing this, but if someone's struggling with the fishing mini game and you're able to walk up to them, you can give them a little bit of encouragement to help
Really?
save them in that moment and help them catch that fish.
Oh,
And it's a
wow.
really great,
Like
like,
cheer 'em
lovable
on.
moment that people can do together.
Can multiple people offer fishing encouragement to one player?
Yep, you can all join in and try to, cheer them on and make sure that
They're really
succeed.
encouraging people to play
All right,
together
I feel
on this
like
game, and
next
I like
time
that.
I'm
Yeah,
in Palia,
this is
I want to
huge.
get a bunch of friends together
Yeah.
and just
I
be
hate
the
solo
fishing
games
cheering
anyways.
squad and applaud everyone so that they can catch whatever fish they like. I think that's maybe the way
Yeah.
I'm gonna play.
I wonder if it's gonna be like
moving forward.
fishing
Ambrielle,
events
have
where you can
had
like
any
catch
experience with the cheering on
limited
friends in fishing?
what's called dish and
especially
fish, like the
we've been
big
talking
ones.
about, the mini game
Yeah,
is
like
a
different
little tricky
seasons
to
and
get
stuff
the
like
hang
that.
of because it's
Yeah,
not
that'd be so
super
cool.
simple. And once you get in there, it's definitely approachable. But yeah, some of those more rare fish, the ones with stars, they're pretty hard to catch, and so it's always great to run by and cheer for your
Can
friends.
you imagine you're fishing
Even
next to
more
someone
fun
and they
when you don't
catch
know
a
the
big one
player
that's just
to
like jumping
run by and
everywhere?
have a nice little
I
moment.
know.
Everyone start cheering,
I
yeah!
always go and clap someone whenever I see them catch a fish. I'll just
Yeah.
run up and
Oh,
clap.
that's very
and
big
then,
fish.
walk
Yeah.
away.
Just a little random act of kindness to bring positivity
Aquarium
to
worthy.
someone's day.
Absolutely.
I'm here for it. So I mean, at least with gathering
Wonder if
so
you could buy
far, with
bait.
fishing and the things
Oh
we've
yeah,
seen,
that's true.
do you think it's safe to say
Or like different
that
styles
you
of
know
bait to
Palia
get you
can be
certain
made even
fish.
better with friends, if you will? It's fun
Ooh.
single player, but when
Aw.
you pair up with friends, you're
You know what would be so pretty if we can release lanterns for like the Chinese New Year stuff like that?
Yeah, they'll probably have those type of events
Yes,
and
if they
stuff
have
like
those
that.
events, Chinese New Year would be so cool.
you're getting more
Mhm.
rewards faster.
What is
you're getting
that? That looks so
positivity
cool.
in fishing. Is it safe to say that?
Maybe
Yeah,
attracts
absolutely. That's been
bugs.
one of our core philosophies in designing any of the skills is that, we want you to be able to do things by yourself, but we really want to make sure it's better when you
Oh, it is.
engage with other players.
Oh my god, they
and
catch
Yeah, it is.
an example here that we're seeing,
Oh my
this
god,
is
they move
the
funny.
honey lure, which is a later stage item in the game for our insect catching skill. It's
Yeah.
open to anyone to come in. And so players that acquire these and craft them, they usually like to call out in the servers of like, hey, I've got a honey lure. Anyone want to join up and we'll catch some insects?
Honey
And
lure,
so
oh yeah,
anyone can
that's
come in
cool.
and start to, jump into this party where you can see in the screen, there's tons of insects just showing up now. And they can also combo if, one of the rare insects show up here and try to catch it together. So.
Ooh.
And how would you combo to catch an insect?
Oh, that one got
so
mad at
As
him.
long as you try to throw your smoke bomb at one of the insects with your friend, you'll be considered as participating in that,
You
and
both
we'll
get it?
reward you on it. And
Yeah.
each
Really?
time a player
that's how the
adds their
game
smoke
works,
bomb
yeah.
to it, we give a little bit of an extra chance to catch the insect.
What about the
We
deer?
We
Because
also
the
just
deer's
have
like
different
one hit
smoke bomb
each.
types. So
seems
you
like.
might just have a basic one,
Same
and
thing,
you might
just
have a
shoot and
special
hit
one
it.
that has some sort of effect on the bug that makes it easier to catch.
Relatively the same time. Yeah.
Okay, so pairing up with friends who have special
Hmm.
smoke bombs is the pro tip I'm hearing right now. And now we're moving into hunting together. Ambrielle, what would be the benefit of hunting together?
Yeah, so if you have terrible aim like me, it is helpful to have someone with better
Agreed,
aim
same
come
here.
with
They're
you,
not
or
even
even two
moving that
people with
much,
bad
though.
aim. You'll get there.
They kind of like
We're pretty
standing still.
forgiving with the hitboxes, but you can sneak up on these Sernuk for, depending on the tier of your bow and how skilled you are in hunting, they're going to take more than one shot, which means you're going to be really running around, and they're very fast and hard to keep up with. So
Oh, maybe like
having
certain
two shots
animals.
or even more in
Yeah.
a hunting party can really help, especially in the early game.
Oh yeah, when
Okay,
they
and I'm
move like
guessing
that.
this works similar to
yeah.
insect catching, where anyone who participates in the hunting may get credit and may get the overall loot and resource for hunting, correct?
Correct. As long as you're trying to take that shot, we'll count it.
Awesome.
Really?
And I see some farming together. Are we gardening together just to get it done faster? Is that the thought here?
Yeah, so you can always join your friend's house at their house and help them do a little bit of gardening by watering their crops or tilling their soil.
But I assume that it's not the same style of shared.
See that, Mira? You gotta let me edit. Give me authorization to edit so I can till your farm for you.
I don't think you
when
need
it comes to
authorization. Leave
harvesting
her
because you don't
alone.
want everyone to come and harvest all your crops.
Yeah, this
Just
is one
trying to-
instance where you'll get the items yourself. Your
Right.
friend isn't going to be able to steal your garden crops from you.
But
as
dang
it
it!
might be with some close friends.
They
So,
knew.
So whoever's plot it is, that's whose harvest it is.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay. Great. Okay, perfect. Thank you for sharing that. Now, what is that menu we just looked at? Is that a little emote?
They should have dances like Fortnite.
Yeah, so this
Come on,
is
Epic
what you
Games.
would do exactly to cheer somebody on in fishing, but you can also just do it for fun when you're with your friends.
Celebrating a great harvest with Jay. All right, now that we've harvested,
Here it is, the cooking.
This is the first time we're taking a look at cooking.
I'm so
Tell
excited.
me how we cook, what the benefits of cooking are, and kind of how all of that works.
Yeah,
Oh my
so,
God, I'm so excited.
this is the main feature for using all those gardening crops you're growing. It's a skill that we really wanted to focus on multiplayer gameplay in particular. And so sort of like real world cooking, if you're by yourself, it's going to be a little chaotic because you're jumping between different stations. You need to, chop some veggies. You need to flip the pan. But with a friend, you can combo that up.
Cooking
and
mama.
Yeah, it's a mini game.
So we have a number of mini games.
It's like the
as part of
arm wrestling
activity.
aura.
This one is the chopping
This
one,
game needs
but
to
there's
come out
also a
ASAP.
flipping, a stirring, and a rolling activity that you'll be asked to do.
Wow.
As
Means
players
they're
like
cooking
collaborate,
in the
as long
kitchen
as
together.
again you
And the more you
help in
cook,
making
the
this
higher
dish,
your skill
you kinda
get.
share in on that final dish that's created.
Oh, max
And
this out on
I
day one.
think Olivia mentioned earlier, but
Jesus.
star quality dishes you'll be able to
That was
place
Mira
on
failing.
your
Don't burn
plot.
it.
So
Are you sure you can
we
cook
see
with Mira?
players often
She
make
failed
a
the arm
beautiful
wrestling very
spread on their
bad.
tables.
It'll be
of
fine.
their cooking.
It's gonna burn out food.
This will be your
Are there
practice.
any
burn
particular
out food.
perks or buffs or anything that you would get from a higher star quality meal?
Yeah, so cooking and food basically fill your focus meter, which focus in the game really feeds into all of your progression. So as you do activities in the game and you level up each of your skills, as long as you have focus, we're giving you a benefit or a bonus on that experience earned. So it's definitely beneficial if you want to really
It's a
push
really
forward in the game
easy-
to keep your
easy
focus
game.
meter full and make sure you're consuming food at a regular basis.
I feel like that's a very stress-free take on a traditional survival mechanic
MMO,
within a game
right.
like this, where it's not like I need to eat and drink and sleep and keep all of that running in order to do this. Instead, you're rewarded for having your focus meter full. Is that correct, Ambrielle?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
that.
Just
I
sort
like
of like a
that
lot of things we've talked
aspect,
about, like
right.
with gardening, you can really min-max if you want, but you're not going to be punished for not doing the optimal thing. And same with focus. It's really beneficial to have a snack
Cheering
before
on.
you go out, just like in real life,
Yep.
but you're going to be fine.
Not
if you
helping
don't.
at all.
Just like in real
clapping.
life. I love a good snack before I go out, and in fact, had one today. All right. I have seen some pretty incredible looks today, some really nice fits on our villagers and on our characters. How would I go about increasing
I'm not that bad.
my own
Okay,
look
we'll
and my
see.
own vibe check, if you will? Ambrielle,
Okay, Mira, I
tell
have
us
faith
about
in you.
how we can
You'll
look our
lock him out
best
of the
in
house and me
Palia.
and you can cook together.
Yeah, so we're running into Gel's shop right now, which is one of my favorite NPCs.
Whoa.
And we're checking out all of the different options that we have. So we saw at the very beginning when we looked in Character Creator, there's a bunch of different options that are all available to players for free as soon as they start playing. And you can open up your wardrobe, which can be on your housing plot, at the stables, or you can come visit Gel's shop, which is a fun way to do it in town. And you can see all of those options that we saw in character creation for hair and all of the
Yeah,
different
so you
outfits and
could
accessories.
change your outfit.
And then now we're taking a look
easily.
at some of the premium
what I was
options.
thinking.
So these are, they get a little bit crazier.
nice
We have
shades.
some fun options to mix and match here. Swap all of the colors so that you can take one piece from one outfit and mix and match it with a bunch of
Yes.
other ones and try to create something that's really unique to you. Yeah, we're running through some of, this is a fan favorite so far
That's
for Sixers
cool.
and I think probably for players too.
Are those shiny antlers we were just looking at? That's
Yep.
very cool.
Exactly.
That's very cool. Now, you mentioned that some of the items are more premium, and we're here at
Like, imagine we're gonna go on an adventure if they have like a boss fight and exploring like that. We can just change outfit. I'm ready.
Yeah.
To whatever. Like,
I'll
we're going down the
match.
ocean. We can go pirates.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be so
Elle's
cool.
shop. So
Yeah.
what is the currency in the world of Palia? Are we trading for this really cool bug that we just caught, or how does that work?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this shop is the only place right now where you are using real world currency. So this is our premium store. For everything else in the world, you're using gold, which you're getting through insect catching, any of the other skills that you're just gaining
Should look
normally
at Harry
throughout the
Potter.
day.
Is that
So
the
this
mayor's
is what you have to
jacket?
buy with real
Are
money.
we?
Pretty
Can you buy the
close.
You're a
mayor's
wizard,
jacket?
It is pretty fun to try to get
I
some
like the
outfits that
outfit.
maybe
I like
match your
pajamas.
favorite NPC or someone you're maybe trying to impress. Get something that maybe would appeal to them.
Very nice. And what is
What
this
the
that we're
outfit
looking at right
looks
now? That
like.
looks comfy.
Yeah, we have to pause on this one. This is a super comfortable look. This is always what I like to be wearing at my housing plot. I like to have different outfits for every occasion in Palia. And this is the
Ooh,
one I would
see that
prefer
one
to
on
be
the
wearing
left.
in real life too.
Yes,
bottom-
I think next time we all
second to
get
bottom
together
left.
in this inn
Yeah.
and do this
That-
stream,
That's what I'm
we should
saying.
all
It
be
looks like the
wearing that one.
tattoos come with
That
the
would be
outfit.
perfect.
Yeah, the
I'm down.
tattoos.
That's it. We have
Please
it.
click
and,
on
oh
that.
my goodness, is that a musical instrument, Maxwell? What?
No,
what is
go
that?
above.
Can we play guitar in Palia?
Please go above.
That was the Bard Star
Being baited.
Yeah, I know.
outfit, which, yeah, if you really want to live the rock and roll glam lifestyle, that's your outfit for you.
No.
Can't
That
play
sweatshirt
yet.
right there
Okay,
is what you
yes.
get for free if you
Definitely
have
something
enough
we
people.
could do in the
Oh,
future.
okay.
We'll see.
One of them, one of the
I
outfits.
love that.
are
And you
things
know,
that
there's a
can
lot
get
of
for
people
free.
who want to live their best bard life. So I love that
Absolutely.
we have a look for that. Now, all of the looks that we're seeing right now, are these things players can expect to see during Palia's beta?
Yeah, absolutely. So everything we're looking at now will be available during the beta, as well as
Nice.
probably a couple more options too.
Yeah.
And then we're going to
see?
be releasing new options all the time. There's already a pretty good breadth of expressions here that you could choose depending on what fantasy you want to have in Palia,
Already
what kind of player
overwhelmed, I
you want
can't
to be. And
How
we
do
hope
you
to add to
unlock
that
it,
all the
though?
time so that you can
You can
always
buy
find
it. These
new
ones you have to
expressions for
buy.
that.
Oh,
With
in-game
real
currency.
money.
Yeah, some of
Real
the
money?
some of the
No,
looks that we're
real
seeing
money.
right now look a
Oh.
little more
I said.
real world inspired, while
Oh,
some
there
of
it
them
is.
do look a little
Yeah,
magical and
that's
more
sick.
high fantasy. Yeah, some of the looks that we're
Back.
seeing right now look a little more real world.
Yes. That
Yes.
looks so cool.
I wish you can keep the tattoos and change the outfit.
You could change the color of it.
Inspired,
Oh, yeah.
while some of them do look a little magical and more high fantasy. Kind of
Ooh,
like
this
the
one's
look
cool
that
too.
we're
That one.
seeing right now.
Yes.
What
Use my
is
credit
this
card.
specific outfit?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
that
this
one.
is the Soothsayer
I want
outfit, and you
that.
can see that there's 3 versions of the Soothsayer outfit.
I wonder how much it is
that
per
all have a
outfit.
very different vibe to them. This one has the twinkling stars on the underside of the bottom, which I love. It's really fun to see while you're gliding. Yeah, this is pretty much the outfit that you'll almost always find me in, or at least some parts of it mixed and matched with
Same.
others.
Awesome. Now, does the Soothsayer outfit give you any type of buff or bonus, or are these
I don't
items
think
strictly
so.
cosmetic at this point?
Cosmetic.
Strictly cosmetics,
I
so we
knew
want
it.
to make sure that nothing that would hold you back from gameplay is pay-gated in any way.
Great.
So we think expression is a really big part of Palia, and players are going to want to show off the
Why
kind
are
of
they doing
personality
this
they
all
have
for
and
free?
change that as often as they want to.
What do you mean?
So we want to have a lot of options there.
Because they know
Game's
cosmetics is what is gonna make them more money than paying once.
Well, I understand that, but like if the free-to-play player never pays anything, it's crazy that they're coming out with all this content and the game looks so good and it's all for free.
It's the whales. They give enough. The whales will give enough, especially. A lot of people go crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
But we
Yeah.
also want to
If they really need, they can always just drop a battle pass in the future. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they save money,
Mhm.
and then yeah,
Yeah, they can start like a season 1. We're starting now, guys. Everyone ready?
make sure that there's nothing that's going to block you from gameplay, no bonuses, no pay to win. Yeah.
I feel like in terms of
And to be fair, they're very big companies. They're kind of all set. They don't need to make that much profit if they don't want to. If they don't need to, I mean.
yeah, it's just impressive.
As long as they can maintain it, they're good. Seems like.
Mhm.
look from what we've seen of Palia so far. It's very cozy, but there's such a wide variety at the same time. And I want to ask a little bit about what it takes to bring that art style of Palia to life. So, can you speak to the efforts of your team a little bit, Ambrielle?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a ton that goes into it and a bunch of super talented developers. It all starts with an idea, obviously, and that comes from a bunch of different inspirations, whether it's from personal taste from individual artists, whether it's from inspiration from different media that we like, different art that we like, the world of Palia. It's a wide world already right now, but it's
They do
going to get
anime outfits.
so much bigger, like we keep talking about. There's a lot that will unveil in the future, and we try to take inspiration from all of those things as we translate it from a concept to modeling, rigging, getting it into game, animating it, all kinds of different texture, material treatments, and of course testing it through our awesome QA team.
Yeah, it's a very in-depth process, but it really does pay off
I
when you
want to
get
be
to see it in
QA
world.
there.
And Maxwell, would you
Mhm.
say the same for your team as well? It's, walk us through that process a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. When we think about creating the world and that cozy vibe, there's a lot of intentional thought put behind, shape language and color palette in the game. And I think we'll see a little bit of that in a second. So the team is constantly trying to find a way of like balancing how do we make sure a player can, express themselves in whatever real world aesthetic they want, but also make it match appropriately with the world of Palia.
That makes sense.
Yes!
All right, now earlier when we met
Oh,
Kenyatta,
yeah. Oh my gosh,
Kenyatta.
she got old.
Ambriel, I said let's talk about this a little later.
I like
in the
her
stream,
left outfit.
But Kenyatta has a very unique style.
Oh my god,
and
yeah.
I feel
She's
like
aging. What the
we
heck?
get to see so much of her personality just in her look. Can we talk about how her signature look came to be?
Absolutely. I love looking at these concepts. I think it's really cool when you see a sheet like this and you can instantly get an idea of who the character is. We were talking about this a little bit earlier. You can see even with some of the notes here, like if she actually wore the jacket properly, this is what it would look like, but you will never catch her doing that. She's always having it tied around her waist. So you can really see the sass that comes through, which is really rooted in how the character's narrative is shaped by Olivia's team. And it's sort of input from all disciplines, figuring out how we bring this character to life. Even seeing like some of the small details in how her jacket matches the same fabric as her mom, Esha, who she's not always the biggest fan of outwardly, but there's still some ties there. Yeah.
I think it's wonderful. I'm so glad that we're getting a look at this Kenyatta concept art, because I don't know that I would have picked out right away that that was a blazer that was tied around her waist, but you're right. It says so much about her character that, you can see how her mother would love her to dress. But she's doing her own thing, and I am here for it. All right, let's go back to Maxwell, what you were saying kind of about the game's style overall, and how you were able to pull some real world inspiration, some fantasy inspiration into
different
a look
buildings.
that still feels very cozy.
Oh, that's a library.
And
Whoops.
warm.
Yeah, our art director Jeremy has done a phenomenal job kind of finding this cozy vibe and how we influence every object in the world. And we can see, looking at Kilima's library here, look at the architecture and how we have these like curved edges, soft shapes, pastel colors to soften kind of the mood, trying to avoid like hard points that the player could, accidentally brush against and feel pain. So everything is meant to feel like cozy and comfortable.
Yeah, and I assume this design philosophy holds for the interiors as well.
Yeah, it goes through all of our decor objects. So if we look at
everything's like so smooth
bed
out
here in a second, as we try to like take influences of real world objects, or in this case, like what does a fancier, more like aristocratic vibe look like, but still feel cozy at the end of the day. You can see that come through in this, again, trying to smooth things off. We've got the nice silk bedding on it. Really tries to hit that vibe of coziness.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see from the art style alone the kind of sheen to the fabric. But is that reflected in how one would craft the items then as well? So you need the more premium fabrics to make the more premium furniture?
Yep. As you saw, that had silk in it. You're probably going to have to get some silk in the game to make that bed.
All right, awesome. We have already seen so much, but I am getting the feeling that there's more to Palia than meets the eye.
Absolutely. As much as we've gotten to run through today, it's still just a sliver of all the things out there to experience in Palia. We do have one other really exciting thing that we wanted to show off today, which is looking at our first adventure zone, Bahari Bay.
Yes!
Cool.
Adventure zone!
Bahari Bay.
Yes!
Very mysterious.
What does that mean, though?
Where our first zone that we've been looking through, Kilima, compared to this zone, which is meant to be our title for them, our adventure zones, we're really trying to capture this sense of exploration, this kind of greater sense of scale. But this is also functionally where you're going to be doing a lot of the higher end gathering, where you're going to be doing a lot of collaborating with other players, finding so many of those hidden things, those boxes and such that we were talking about earlier. It's just going to be a fun place to explore and a really different vibe from what you
they
get
said
at
cooperating.
And Bahari Bay, as you see it now,
this is like the mining area.
Like,
it is.
We're going to be coming out with new adventure zones. We're also going to be revisiting adventure zones you've already seen.
Please,
so if
just
the
add
door
a
is
low
closed,
PvE.
you may see it open later.
I see. So you may have thought that you explored Bahari Bay and then returned to it later only to find out that a new door is open and there's much more to explore. Oh my goodness, there is so much to take in within this world. For everyone watching, when can players get their hands on Palia?
Yes.
First off, really important thing, sign up at palia.com. That'll give you a chance to get into
everyone
our
who's
upcoming
watching, go
closed
sign up
beta,
right now.
which you can see here.
August
So
2nd.
definitely something
That's
big
2
to
weeks
look
from now, I
forward to.
believe.
Again, sign up at palia.com.
Awesome. I cannot wait. I'm going to be streaming it. I'm super stoked.
They released this game in the
Thank you.
summer. They know what they're doing.
Thank you to everyone
We're not gonna get
who's
outside at all.
watching. Thank you to our wonderful panel that we have here today. It has been such a pleasure being here. So I'd like to close it out with all of you telling us what you are most excited for players to get their hands on Palia. Aiden?
Wow,
The revenue!
It's hard to pick
I'm
just
just
one
kidding.
thing, but after all this time, I just can't
Imagine.
wait to see players be in the space, to get to be playing the game, see the world of Palia filled with life the way we always intended it. So I'm just excited to see you all in Palia as a part of the experience and see how everything speaks to you.
Oh,
gonna
we
be
are
in there.
excited too. All right,
I'll speak with
Olivia,
them.
what are you most looking forward to from players in the closed beta?
I can't wait for players to meet the characters that I've been spending the last 3 years getting to know, and our entire
3 years,
development
holy
team
smoke.
has been spending the last 3 years getting to know. So I can't wait for everybody to meet the characters.
The cast of characters is so colorful. It's going to be amazing. All right, Maxwell, what excites you the most about players joining into the world of Palia?
Aiden kind of touched on it, but I'm very excited to see how players respond to the game, especially later in the game when they're progressing, and what they do with their houses and how they customize it. Like, we've already seen a ton of creativity in our alphas, and once we open it up to even more players, I expect we're going to see some really cool stuff from them.
Yeah.
And for you, Ambrielle, what are you most excited to see once
they start
players
marketing?
finally jump
Oof.
into the world of Palia?
I'm really excited to start seeing players playing together. I think when we have a really active chat going on, there's folks inviting each other over to come cook together, let's go insect catching together.
Oh my God, I
and
can't
bringing
wait for
that kind of social experience back to the game.
I
Yeah.
think it's going to be really fun.
This is a very
all right,
different
again,
take
thank you to everyone
on
for being here
MMOs.
today. Thank you all for watching. Stick around for an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at our live orchestra recording by Palia's composer, Stefan Schmidt. And we will see you in Palia. Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
See ya.
Oh, this is soundtrack.
Wow, he's into it.
That started off strong.
Yeah. Oh, shoot.
hmm
Oh, look at that guy. He's playing his vocals.
Whoa.
Oh my God, I got the chills.
Yeah.
I got the chills.
I love it.
Yeah. Sign me up.
Oh, this is like when you first enter the game.
Yo, so modestly chill. I'm ready. That's so cool. Oh my gosh.
Oh, this is entering the game. Oh, hey, girl, hey.
Oh, it's how you start.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my
I can't
gosh, I
wait.
cannot wait.
Boom, subscribed. Yep.
Yeah, that was really cool.
This marked the end of the stream, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that and looking forward to
Yeah.
the game as much as we are.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
We'll see you in the next one, guys.
Bye-bye.